Now, the first shift that I've noticed is that no one writes code anymore. No one is actually sitting there typing out hundreds of thousands of lines of code. The new models, especially your Opus and your Codex models, are insanely good. They're extremely fast, and they produce so much code that it really becomes more of a burden to review the code than it does to simply produce it. And that's really what I want to focus on in this point, is that while these AI models have gotten increasingly better and better, and they're going to continue to improve, we're kind of at the point where the bottleneck is no longer how good is the AI model and how fast can it produce the code. It's much more how much code can you actually review and understand as a human being. I don't know about you guys, but I can't sit there and read a 10,000 line pull request and deeply understand all of the decisions that were made, know if all of the code is clean and correct and accurate, and build that kind of deep domain expertise and knowledge that I would traditionally have about a code base that I'm working on. When I was working on my startup 2 or 3 years ago, I wrote 95% of the code by hand. Maybe a few functions were generated with AI, but generally speaking, I understood everything in the code base. I knew where to go to fix a problem. I knew where, different events were being delegated or handled. I knew, the architecture and the decisions. And even if I didn't write everything and I had employees doing it, I knew what they were doing because they were submitting, small pull requests that I could review. We're now at the point where we can produce so much software so quickly, but we can't review it. And if we're not reviewing it properly, we're not really understanding what's going on. And then when a problem does occur in the future, it becomes very burdensome to actually fix, and you have to dive in and learn the code base from scratch, which is very annoying.